G'day everyone, welcome back to the Wheel to Wheel Racing channel. We are here for round 4 and our second race. We've missed the first one unfortunately, but we're here to give you guys some beautiful coverage of race 2. We have just seen Apex's win streak lost as well in the previous races. Ando has taken him out and then had his PS5 crash, so Apex probably had something to do with that if I had to guess, but we'll move on from that one and quickly introduce my co-commentator here for the night, Adam V10.
Yeah, hey Dragon, happy to be here. We just had an amazing finish to race 1. Race 2 I think will just be just as good, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and on the visuals here tonight we have Dodgy, who's on a bit of a rescue mission to save his Elgato.
Yeah, thanks Dragon. Glad to finally make it. It has been a bit of a mission. I am bummed that I missed that last race, but I caught the last 5 minutes. It was a ball terror. So looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely, and before we get underway with our second qualifying session, I believe Adam is going to give a quick mention to all of our sponsors here for Season 10.
Yeah, we'd just like to shout out our Season 10 sponsors, BQS Group. BQS Group is an integral provider of transport and logistics Australia-wide. Since 2003, the team at BQS has been customising solutions for their broad range of clients and partners. So if you're looking for any transport or logistic needs in Australia, head to bqs.com.au. Also like to thank the Plant Styling Company. The Plant Styling Company is a bespoke plant styling service specialising in lush living plants and designer pots that add a dramatic finishing touch to interior spaces. Be it styling to sell, keep, work or shoot, our services cover all clientele. So check them out at theplantstylingcompany.com. Our next sponsor is AMS Excavations. AMS Excavations have been providing quality excavation services to Metro and Greater Sydney for the past 5 years. They are driven by their reputation for providing high quality work. As true excavators, they will leave no stone unturned when it comes to meeting and exceeding their clients' requests. So check them out at amsexcavations.com.au. And on to our next sponsor, Brisbane Insurance Brokers. Brisbane Insurance Brokers has been recognised as the best in commercial and industrial insurance. They can help with all manner of general insurance needs, including your personal insurance for your home and car. You can find out more information at brisbaneinsurancebrokers.com.au. And lastly, our Season 10 major sponsor, Jade Finance Australia. Jade Finance Australia are commercial lending specialists who look after new and used lending for cars, boats, caravans, trucks and plant machinery. Check out their website jade.finance, or contact them by phone on 1300 000 003 to find out more.
There we go, take a breath there Adam, well read, and a big thank you to all of our sponsors there for Season 10 for helping us make this happen here, as we will open up the track for everyone to jump out, as Stefco has crashed right as I have opened the track. So it's unfortunate there for Stefco, but quali is underway. Hopefully you can get back in time. So I can put all of my beautiful race information back on and see what tyres everyone's decided to go with here. Zoo has shot out of the pit lane like a rocket and is well ahead of everyone else on track at the moment.
Yeah, so Zoo's on those intermediates. It is a wet start to this race here, so you will see people on intermediates.
Yeah, we'll see probably a little more of a mix of softs and inters this time around. I think some people have seen what starting on the softs can do. So yes, we might see some more people go for that option, I think.
Yeah, down in 7th, we got a bunch of cars trying to find their position on the track, looking for some clear space.
Yeah, I think Tate's pulled off to let everyone by. It looks like...
yeah, the track might be a bit dry, so they might be looking to jump on the soft tyre here.
Yeah, the track's... it's right about the point where the crossover happens between the softs and the inters, and I reckon the softs are probably the play. But then again, you have a long time... I say a long time, you have a lot of opportunities to post a good lap here. Still 5 minutes, as our usual second quali session is, but unlike most other tracks, that's 5 laps around here that they get the option to try and get out. So there we go, Stefko has made it back.
Yeah, so we've got Zuzu coming around the last corner now, first across the line in this qualifying session. He is on the intermediates, so we'll see what time he puts down.
1 minute flat out of Zoo. That's it's a good starting time on the inters. I definitely expect to see those times drop as the track dries a little. 59.9 out of Scooter as well, and Oily with a 1 minute .1 as well.
Apex Umber goes top of the leaderboard at the moment on 58.1.
On them soft tyres as well, so definitely the tyre of choice for quali here, I would say. As I heard someone just visit the fence somewhere in the last corner, and they've gone back to the pits before I can shame them. So it's either been Goat or Tombo, but someone's definitely put it into the wall there. Apex a quarter of a second up on his best, and is looking to get held up by Tate here. Tate has to dive out of the way on his flying lap. Looks like Dale's made the call to do his quali on the softs from the start as well, and he's put in a 59.2, currently sitting second, but we could see them times really start to drop away as everyone chucks on a set of soft tyres here.
Yeah, Oil's coming around in 5th. He's going to make a big jump into 2nd.
There it is, 58.4 out of Oily. That's not too bad, only 0.3 off of Apex. Never mind, he goes with a 57.6 across the line. Ando right there with him with 57.7, so the McLovin having a good time out here at Tsukuba.
It looks like in race trim that McLovin is showing some great pace here.
I think I just saw Oily about half a second purple as Stefko dives out of the way onto the infield to get out of his way. No, he's crashed again as Stefko. Not quite sure what struggles Stefko's having here. Not quite sure what the protocol is here for Stefko crashing out either.
Oh, Oil, 7/10 purple, 56.9.
Yeah, so he's 2/10 clear of the lap that Apex had just set as well with a 57.141. Ando not improving that time around either with 57.9. Got KZ approaching the line currently in 4th. Goes up to 3rd with a 57.4. Fixer Chris up to 2nd with a 57 flat. So plenty of moving about here.
Looks like the qualifying session might be coming to an end as Apex jumps in the pits.
Yes, very much wondering if DJ is going to be able to make it back for this race or not. As we've got Zuzu parked off to the right side there. 20-second call is in, so everyone can make sure they're starting on the preferred tyre. And it does not look like that Scirocco is going to make it back for race 2 as the sun comes out there.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tombo is also being in the pits, but he is out on track somewhere. Hopefully when the race starts, it'll reset him to make him visible to all of us.
So Tombo has set a 57.989 for his quali lap.
So Oil in my
any second now.
Yeah, Oil in my blood. He's come up from Division 2 in race 2 here today. He's taken pole against the Div 1 drivers, so
I'm a little worried come the Div 2 race after this now, having a face-off against him in the same car.
Alright, so
and the FR front row. See Apex jump ahead of them, I'm sure. Oily starting on the soft tyre as well is definitely something to keep an eye on. There goes Apex. You see the guys starting on the soft tyres really struggling. Oily and Goat there. Oh, Oily is having a wild ride trying to get that car off the line. He has lost a lot of spots due to it. Looks like Tate is off in the grass as well. Oily's almost joined him.
And Chris and Tombo going 3 wide there, getting very loose on the wet stuff.
looks like Ando has shuffled out in front, Fix and Chris behind, Zoo and Casey side by side.
Tombo's out on the grass.
Oh, Goat is as well.
Goat's
gone off as well. So chaos for the guys starting on softs here. Oh, Goat's got into Dale as Dale's recovering from a shocker of a start too. There's a lot of standing water on the track there. And I'm not sure... I can't see Tombo personally, but he is sitting on the... I can see him, sorry, but he is sitting on the grid. And if anyone else is having that struggle, they might have to avoid him as they come around the last corner. That could definitely cause chaos.
So for me, Tombo's in 6th behind Zuzu and Scooter. He's on the intermediate tyre, and yeah, he's just made the move on Zuzu, back up into 5th. He was up there in fighting for 2nd position, but once they've all settled down, he's in 5th position at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern for anyone else that might have the similar glitch to what I'm seeing of Tombo being stuck on the grid, because if they accidentally pull out for a move at some point and run into the back of him, I'm pretty sure their car is going to stop dead in its tracks. But that battle for 2nd is very hotly contested right now. Scooter has got a great run out of the corner here, looking to pull alongside Fix and Chris and take the inside into the final corner. Does that Mitsubishi have enough? It does. He's up the inside by a long way. He's got his nose barely in front as they approach the exit of the corner, and Scooter having to go very shallow to avoid Tombo sitting on the grid as well. So I have a feeling Scooter sees Tombo in the same spot that I do.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think Zuzu's seen Tombo there.
So Scooter looking to make his way up past Ando. That's going to be a tough ask, because we just saw that McLaren has some great pace, and Ando knows how to get every bit of it out of those set of tyres.
Yeah, so Apex is already out to a 5-second lead here over Ando.
Yeah, Scooter up the inside of Ando as well there. So Scooter taking 2nd place off of Ando. And Ando, I guess, just trying to make these tyres last and make the best of it. Apex in to get off those inters already as well. So Apex gone with the same strategy. It's quite interesting to see. It's not going to try and change it up.
It is interesting because Ando, I believe, is much closer to Apex than he was in the last race. So when it's all settled down, and if they run exactly the same strategy, I believe Ando might have a bigger gap.
Did I see a celebrity commentator join then, gentlemen?
Yes, I believe we've been joined by DJ Stefko after having a bit of an engine failure in that Scirocco, not being able to get it to the start of this race, has joined us here in the commentary booth.
Yes, howdy gentlemen. You did see that indeed, Dodgy. A very sad DJ Stefko.
That's unfortunate. Looks like you're having some trouble staying in the lobby here for whatever reason. But...
Yeah, something to do with the Scirocco and the settings, and same thing happened in I think at the high speed ring, the round of the high speed ring. Every time I try and play around with my PP, I get kicked out. So. Probably for good reason, I don't know, but yeah, it just doesn't like the Scirocco.
Racetrack's probably not recommended, but
yeah. But no, it was a fun race for what it was. It was a fun race in race 1. So yeah, a lot of action here as well.
Yeah, tell us how you found the conditions starting with a wet track and then drying fairly quickly.
In the Scirocco, it was great because I was keeping up with the big boys, and then I had to pit twice when everyone else really pit once, and I can only get 4 laps out of Scirocco. So once the conditions dried up, it was great. Like, the car was awesome, but yeah, just doesn't like the front tyres, unfortunately.
Lucky for you, I'm pretty sure this is the last chance we have at a Group 4 wet race. I believe the other 2 tracks don't have the option for us, so...
It helped me more in the wet, though.
Interesting here. The top four have come in, assuming to get their soft tyre. I thought Ando would have stayed out and run that same strategy.
Yeah, I was thinking alongside the same thing. But Apex has taken the race lead. And I think from this point where we'll see Ando try and go to the end again, even with it being 25 laps. So with Apex still to pit again, but I'm thinking Apex is backing himself, saying I know my strategy can work here, and he's kind of challenging Ando to try and beat him again, really.
I don't know, I've got a feeling that was a mistake by Ando. He was looking good, the tyres are still good, the track is still a little bit wet. He could have definitely went longer on those inters, I reckon.
Having a look back in the battle for fourth, we have Tate leading our mid-pack around.
Oh, Apex is off. Sorry, Apex is off. He's just come off at the start-finish line. Went straight into the wall.
He is. Gap to pure axle is dropping dramatically. Was, I think, about 5.5. Now it's 3 seconds.
Yeah, still falling away with some dirty tyres as well. So another mistake there from Apex could cost him a second win here. Be very interesting to see. 2.9 seconds the gap. So pure axle leading around our drivers who have been who've decided not to pit and to start on them softer tyres. Starting to run in the 58's about where we'd expect everyone to see, and where most of our soft runners would probably settle into. Only 3 seconds behind Apex as well, so Apex really tried to make the best of those intermediate tyres and pulled out just enough of a gap to hold them off. Having a look back in that battle for fourth again, we've got Tate and Zuzu very close together. And Zoo looking up the inside as they come onto the start-finish straight. Can he do it into turn one here under braking? Pulled the car up very nicely, taking away any chance at a cut back there. And Tate has no other option other than to just settle in behind Zoo. Looks like, unfortunately for Ando, he's come out in quite a bit of traffic as opposed to last time where he had a fair bit of free track in front of him. He's come out behind Chris.
Yeah, I think Chris might have made the move on Ando there, because he did. Ando came in, came out of the pits in front of Chris.
So Ando currently in a Scuderia sandwich, Chris in front and KZ behind, and I'm sure KZ will be looking for a much better result than last time around. I believe came home in 9th with Tombo close behind. 57.3 out of KZ that time around, not too far off of Scooter's purple lap of a 56.9. And here's purple again coming through the middle of the track is Scooter, so really setting the timing boards alight in that Mitsubishi while those soft tyres are coming up to temp before they fall off.
Yeah, you got Fixer Chris down in 6th position, making the move on Tate as he goes up the inside. Tate started on soft tyres.
Nissan's got some good legs in the straight, we saw that, so... And it's been enough to defend as he just sweeps across the nose of Fixer Chris to hold that spot for another corner.
Yeah, that battling is bringing Ando right into the bumper of these guys as well.
Here we go, Chris having another look up the inside, Tate late on the brakes, defending that spot. So not trying to give up this 5th spot. He's definitely learned from last time as Tate, running long on those inters. He's decided to start on the soft tyre and run it out. So now coming towards the midway point of lap 10, and he's in a much better spot compared to when he was pretty much having to pit due to the inters being about 4 seconds a lap slower. Chris with a beautiful cutback as they come through the second last corner, but not enough on the straight to get alongside that Nissan. there's just nothing he can really do. He can do that actually, just to make a fool of me. Up the inside he goes, as Tate suffers a massive amount of understeer through the last corner. Endo's going to have a look up the inside as well. Tate's squeezing him right to the apex, but Endo's going to get that move done, and now could come under fire from KZ. So a long line of cars looking to get past that Nissan. Fix Chris has been let loose. Zuzu also doing really well, sitting up in 4th place. And I think I spy Scooter on the rear bumper of Pure Axle up in that battle for 2nd now, as they round the final corner. So Scooter's done a really good job to pull in about 3 seconds, I think it was, to Pure Axle in that Mitsubishi.
Yeah, Tate's just jumped in the pits to get off those softs, and Oil in My Blood has passed KZ down in 7th and 8th.
Here goes so Oily looking to make some moves through the field again. Keeping a lot of my focus on this battle for 2nd to see if Scooter's going to be able to get by Pure Axle. So Pure Axle yet to pit, started on the softs and has stayed out to this point, whereas Scooter has pit off the inters onto a set of softs. Up the inside he goes here. Pure Axle sweeps around the outside beautifully though in that Corvette. Apex is good.
Yeah.
As
interesting strategy here.
So in on lap 12 again, and I believe they're both going to be chucking on a set of hard tyres, and this gives Pure Axle the race lead for now. But keeping an eye on that gap from, I don't even know who's going to be able to go to the end here. I think it's still Ando's the one to watch, and that gap is not very much between the two of Ando and Apex this time around. Only about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think that decision to come in and jump off those inters early is going to hurt Ando.
Well, I think last time around, didn't Ando start on the softs? Or did he go on the inters and go for 25 laps? I'm struggling to remember now.
I thought he stayed on the inters and stayed on them for quite a while, then jumped on softs. Oh, it might... No, I don't know. I could be wrong.
I think he actually came into the pits the same lap as me, around 6 or 7 from memory. Because I know we jumped in the pits at the same time, and then he took off. That was it.
Yeah. But that does give Zuzu a little bit of a moment to shine here, taking the race lead at the moment in that WRX, and approaching the halfway point of the race. Not looking too bad is Zuzu. I believe he's still got a pit stop to go. Cracking on quite nicely. And I also have Goat stuck inside of Tombo, stuck in the pit lane, so not sure where either of those two are at the minute.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm seeing the same thing.
Yep, same here, boys.
There we go, so we're out of luck with getting to see where those two are on the track at the minute, but I think I see Scooter and Pure Axle close again in 7th place, side by side.
Yeah, they've been going at it for a few laps now.
Yeah, they had a battle, they pitted, they came out, and they're battling on their outlap now, so Scooter tucks in behind that Corvette, but I'm sure he believes he's got the pace over Pure Axle here to be able to take that spot off him and make up more time. He's definitely not looking like he wants to stay there for long. He's looking very impatient, and the amount of acceleration that Mitsubishi gets out of the corners, I'm sure he'd love for this track to be another metre or two wider to make use of it.
Yeah, for the moment it looks like it's the closest battle on track.
Yeah, we do have the pair behind them of the Damn Racing WRXs, but I feel Dale won't fight Zoo too hard here, as Dale has about half of his tread gone of his front left tyre, and Zoo is fresh out the pits on a set of hards. I don't think Dale will be fighting Zuzu too hard, considering that's his team leader.
And up in 6th and 7th, or 5th now, we've got Scooter, who's managed to get past Pure Axel.
Yeah,
Pure Axel is
Axel
looking around the outside.
Wow. That's a brave move to attempt there. Very confident in the abilities of himself and that Corvette here, by the looks of it.
Yeah, if I was Pure Axel, I probably would have let him pass, and now I would just tuck in, conserve those tyres, because we do know that the 4Drives cars, the front tyres do fall off.
Yeah, there's also the fact that KZ up ahead of them is on soft tyres and is either going to have to pit again or is going to be on some very old worn soft tyres come the end of the race. It's definitely, I guess, something for them to look forward for instead of just battling each other for pit here.
Yeah, we've got Apex and third coming up to the rear bumper of Ando.
Yeah, a couple of laps earlier than last race, but I'm sure they'll both be having a jolly old time. Both running very similar lap times. Apex about 3/10 a lap quicker each time around, and Ando has been on these tyres for about 10 laps, so probably coming to the point where the hards are a bit quicker, and Apex, I feel, should make easy work of this. That gap now down to 0.6 of a second as they run down the back straight here, approaching the final corner. Under half a second as they turn in, and that time is just fallen away as that WRX has all the grip it needs.
So what were your thoughts when the sun came out, DJ?
My time to shine in the Sirocco. Yeah, it didn't quite happen. It was good. It's interesting how we started off on a wet track, and I quite liked that, and it did dry up fairly quickly within 10 laps, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the weather in this game is definitely pretty cool.
Definitely one of the things that Gran Turismo 7 got right.
When it works, yes.
Our leader is coming into the pits, Fixer Chris.
Good.
Ando staying out, and Apex right behind him.
Endo doing very well on these completely worn softs. If it were the Sirocco, it wouldn't be handling anywhere near this good.
Yeah, look, after 12 laps on the soft tyres, mine probably have about twice as much wear as his do, so he's doing a good job to keep those in decent enough shape while running pretty consistent 57s here as well.
Yeah, and keep it in front of Apex. I mean, Apex is getting quicker and quicker. He's doing very well to stay in front of him.
Just an update on Chris. He's come out right behind Oil and Zuzu, obviously on the fresher tyre, but I thought Chris might have tried to stay out. He's got a lot of time to make up to get on that, well, at least a podium finish here.
Yeah, I think we'll see a pit stop from KZ shortly, and Scooter will happily take the third position. Pure Axel looks to have dropped a fair way off of Scooter, so I think that's going to be the goal for this group from 6th through to 8th here. So close that gap to Pure Axel and try and look for a top 5.
Yeah, up in 1st and 2nd, this battle is heating up. Mando's doing quite well to keep Apex behind him for the moment.
Definitely heating up now.
Yeah, Endo's doing incredibly well to be driving as consistent as he is after approaching 15 laps on these softer tyres now, and that WRX is a bit of a rocket ship in a straight, not as much as the Nissan, but it's still got plenty there as Apex shows the nose a little bit approaching the final corner. Thinks better of it and tucks back in though.
Endo's under a lot of pressure here.
Apex making a move to the inside. Mindo's not giving up though. He's looking to hold it around the outside, and he gets muscled out of the way by the Rexy, and through goes Apex into the lead.
Good move.
Yeah, unfortunately
back
with
in that battle for third as well, we've got Scooter who's caught up to KZ. And through he goes onto the podium position. KZ fighting it back though. Shuffling Scooter out to the outside of the track, still with a nose alongside though, and that Mitsubishi slots on through as we approach the last couple of corners of the lap. So beautifully done there by Scooter.
Just an update on Chris. He's dispatched Doyle and Zuzu now in free air on those fresh soft tyres, so he'll be looking to chase down, put in some stellar laps here to chase down Pure Axle.
Yeah, we've got to see KZ come into the pits soon, right? Looking at his front left tyre, it's over half worn. He's in the 59s, but he could be running to the end on this set of softs, and if that's the case, he could come under fire from Chris and possibly even Sue and Oily come the end of the race as well.
DJ, you know KZ quite well. What do you think he's thinking?
He'll be teetering on the edge on whether or not he comes in or not. He might score more points by staying out, albeit be extremely slow. I have a feeling he'll stay out and just sort of fight.
Yeah, I feel like staying out's probably definitely the better option to go here. Looking at the gaps on track, if he pits, he's probably going to come out behind Zuzu in 8th position.
Mm-hmm.
But if he stays out, he can try and defend that spot from Chris, Oily, and Zoo to try and get more points. So yeah, staying out's probably the better call for KZ at this point of the race, as Pure Axle has just gotten by him. 3.5 seconds the gap between KZ and Chris now. It's painful seeing the tyres of KZ, but he's doing incredibly well to stay under that 1 minute marker on tyres that look like that. And Chris has already taken 1.3 seconds out of that gap on this lap, so that time falling away very quickly for KZ, unfortunately. I don't know how hard he'll be fighting to defend that position with Chris, but I feel once Oily and Zuzu approach, he could be trying to make that M4 about as wide as an M8.
Yeah, definitely he'll be playing rear gunner as soon as he lets Chris by.
Yeah, and the tyres of Oily are looking a little bit rough at this point, but Zoo's still struggling to hold pace with him as he sets a personal best lap on them harder tyres. So maybe showing the harder tyres might not be the way to go here. I guess for the all-wheel drive car, you can't really run 15 on the softs, so yeah, it's definitely a difficult decision to make in the Group 4 races. I feel like it'd be a lot more predictable if we were in the Group 3s, but we have so many different handling characteristics as KZ lets Chris through for 5th place and has Oily right on his rear bumper. So many different handling characteristics, and with the different drivetrains of Group 4.
Interesting with KZ and Chris. I would have thought KZ would have let him through a little bit earlier. It was a little bit awkward on that fast right-hander where they were sort of bumping and grinding there. But here we are.
Yeah, it looks like it's opened the door up for Oily to slip up the inside there.
And Zuzu's looking to go up the inside as well, but KZ closes the door. It's inevitable though, I think, that Zuzu will get past KZ.
Yeah, probably, but in the end, there's 13 seconds to take for KZ to try and hold on to that position, so once Zoo's by him, he can try and tuck in, get a little bit of slipstream maybe, and make the best of his situation. It's definitely a tough ask at this point of the race though, as Zoo slips up the inside. KZ's trying to hold it around the outside. He's got a really nice run out of the corner, but it's not enough to defend against that WRX. Having a look through the field, it looks like our closest battle is Fix, Chris, and Oily in that battle for 5th. But I'm not quite sure if Oiley's going to have enough to chase down Fixer Chris. He has pulled in half a second last time around, though.
Yeah, so we've got Apex in first with a 4-second lead over Ando, and then a 4.6-second lead to Scooter in third position, and then 3.4 seconds to Pure Axel. Now I think the battle is on here for Chris to catch Pure Axel, try and take fourth.
Yeah, so that's going to be hard. It's coming into kind of their prime area versus wearing softs. So last time around, Pure Axel with a 58.1 and Fixer Chris with a 57.8. Running consistent 57.8s at the moment as Fixer Chris. So he's running faster, but I don't know if it's enough to close that gap down to Pure Axel. It's going to be very similar to the end of last race we saw with Apex and Ando, I think. Checking back in on KZ, that front left tyre is about 90% gone, and the gap back to Tate is at 10 seconds, so he should be okay, but a big mistake could cost him that position still.
Yeah, it looks like it's tit for tat between Pure Axel and Fixer Chris. Pure Axel is better in some parts of the track, and Chris is better in the others.
Yeah, overall Fixer Chris lapping a little bit quicker. Looks to have really got a handle on this last corner as he gets plenty of drive out of it. As we see tenths fall away on the exit of the corner, Fixer Chris that time around to 58.0, as well as Pure Axel about half a tenth in at that time around. So we're going to need to see more out of Chris if he wants to close that gap and be able to make a move come the end of the race. Definitely our closest set of cars on track, but unfortunately I think the end of the race is coming up too quick for Chris to be able to do much. Yeah, it's taken a bit of time out of Pure Axel this time around though. As they come onto the back straight and that gap opens back out to about 1.4 seconds, so Pure Axel really starting to nail that second last corner, that hairpin, and get good drive down the back straight. That time around, a 58.0 out of Pure Axel again, and a 57.7 out of Chris, so taking 3 tenths out of him, but with only 2 laps left to go, and 1.6 seconds, a mistake's what he needs to be able to capitalise on this.
As Chris runs a bit deep there in the middle hairpin.
Does half open the door up for Oiley now, just 8 tenths behind Chris. His tyre's looking much more worn out than Chris, but he's still extracting the same pace out of the tyre, less rubber on it, with the purple lap as well.
We've got Apex coming around the last corner, guys. He's just killing it as well. 5.9 seconds in front. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's definitely a different looking finish to last time around, where he was desperately trying to get everything out of that WRX to be able to catch and pass Ando. This time it's been a bit more of a Sunday drive approach, even with that mistake he made in the middle of the track very early on. He's still walked away to 6.4, 6.5 seconds ahead of anyone else. Looks like Ando has been able to hold off the charge of Scooter as well, as that gap's now down to about 2 seconds, but we'll jump on with Apex as he approaches the final corner, running down the back straight now. I think we need to change the name of his Paw Patrol member from Chase to Lead, because that's all he really does here, as he approaches the checkered flag and takes the win. Ando is going to bring in a good result for Shake and Bake this time around in second place. Scooter is going to claim third. Pure Axel holding on to fourth place, and the charge of Chris. Chris is right there with Oiley, finishing in sixth, Zoo in seventh. KZ with 4 seconds the gap to Tate, so that gap came down quite a bit. That front left tyre is completely completely gone.
It's
There is
gone.
nothing left on that. There is not a speck of white, but he is going to hold on to 8th position.
Driving
Tombo
on the
in
rim.
9. Tate's going to come home in 10th. Goat is in 12th on my screen. 1:07 behind Apex he was, so ended up getting lapped, did go. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but Dale is going to come across the line and claim 11th. So, very different race to race 1, but still a great race nonetheless.
Yeah, congratulations to Apex there. He changed up his strategy from race 1 and it's paid off for him here in race 2, taking out the win. And I think we will have a very happy Ando taking out race 1 and getting second in race 2.
Yeah, get your hashtags ready, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be plenty of those popping up in Discord, I'm sure, from Ando.
And yeah, congratulations to Scooter for L Plan taking out 3rd position in race 2.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that. And the Super Sub Oily coming home with a 2nd and a... Oh gosh, you get 6th, I think. So, good results there for subbing in for the captain to bring home more points for 13R and extend their lead at the top of the table.
Yeah, so he'll be racing in Division 2, which will be on at 7:30, so be sure to join us in half an hour for our Div 2 races.
Yeah, I hope everyone enjoys my sandcastle building demonstrations as I end up in the sand trap at the final corner. I'm sure that'll happen eventually.
I can give you some pointers, Dragon, if you like. I'm pretty good at them too.
And
Great at
before
building
we...
sandcastles and hitting a pit wall, and you've got everything on the resume after the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about the pit wall, mate. I thought we were friends, but okay, that's... no, I'm joking. Don't bring that up. I was so disappointed with my run at Daytona.
Alrighty. Yeah, big thank you to Adam here for joining me here in the commentary box, and for Stefco for making the trek up here after not being able to start the race in Ishiroko.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks guys. Always fun.
Big thank you to Dodgy as well for getting the old mouse wheel fired up and having a run and power that Elgato and getting it working again.
Always a pleasure, gents. Hopefully it worked for the old punters out there having a watch.
Alrighty, and Adam, do you want to close us out there?
Yeah, before we sign off, I'd just like to thank the sponsors one more time. Jade Finance Australia, BQS Group, the Plant Styling Company, AMS Excavations, and Brisbane Insurance Brokers. And make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you're looking to join the league, head over to our Facebook page, Will to Will Racing. Hit the Discord button and yeah, join in the fun.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys in about 30 minutes' time.